What is it, my friends? So let's talk about this movie, which also is a pretty huge deal because this movie actually is one of the most expensive movies picked up at Sundance, and actually is the most expensive with $17 million and 69 cents. That 69 cents is important because prior to this, the number one most expensive movie that was acquired at Sundance was Birth of a Nation at 17 million. So 69 cents made a difference. But let's talk about this movie, Palm Springs. So Palm Springs basically deals with two people that get stuck in a time loop. And my goodness, time loop movies have just been a thing, haven't they? We had Groundhog Day, we had Edge of Tomorrow, Happy Death Day, and this time it looks like the rom-coms are trying to give it a chance. And it worked more than I thought it was gonna work. This is a sci-fi rom-com, which I don't know if it's a whole new genre. If there's other ones, let me know. But this stars Andy Samberg, Kristen Milioti, and J.K. Simmons. I hope I didn't pronounce her surname bad. But anyways, basically, Niles is a guy that is stuck in this timeline, and he keeps repeating it. We don't find this out until after he gets Sarah, who is played by Kristen Milioti, stuck in this timeline as well. And now they're trying to figure out what is going on. But before that, they just have a good time and keep repeating things and pretty much start to fall for one another. And even though the two of them are the biggest pessimists you will probably ever see, they pretty much throughout the whole film, by the end of it, start to realize that they are the way they are because of certain things that they had to address. And once they are addressed, they pretty much start to sort of let their feelings be more present and be more vulnerable and end up falling for one another. Now, J.K. Simmons' character Roy is somebody else who got stuck in this timeline loop, and he absolutely hates it, so he is pretty much killing Niles every time he gets a chance to. Sarah and Niles have a pretty good relationship up until the point when Niles pretty much tells Sarah the truth that he has actually been sleeping with her numerous times in the previous loops before he had brought her in on this loop. So what ended up happening was that Sarah felt a little bit betrayed about this, that he was actually sort of like taking advantage and also lying to her this whole time, that he actually started to feel genuine feelings for her. And this was right after they had actually slept with one another the night before, which she felt was something more special in all of this. We also find out that Sarah feels an immense guilt throughout the film because she actually slept with her sister's fiance, who they're all at the wedding ceremony for, by the way, which I'm not even going to get into that right now. But pretty much this creates a rift between the two, and Niles is just pretty much like, damn, she has left me, and that's that, right? And Niles eventually falls so deep into it that he actually goes to talk to Roy, and he basically comes to an epiphany that he has to pretty much decide whether he's going to live in this loop or if he's going to go and find Sarah. Now, Sarah, in the meantime, has also figured out a way that they can escape. After attempting to do many experiments, she discovers that there might be some whole explanation to what is actually going on, and they actually even get the person that was involved in the Avengers timeline, time travel, whatever mumble jumble they did right there, who he actually will be actually helping with the Flash movie as well. So we'll see how that works out. Her prediction is that they have a gap of 3 seconds where they can actually end up escaping this reality time loop wherever they are and go somewhere else. This is not to say they're going to go back to their normal life, but it is far better than being stuck in a loop, as she says. At first, Niles is like, you know what? I don't know if that's something we should do, because what if we end up dead and then we pretty much end up nowhere, right? And she's like, I'd rather figure out what is going on than to live the same loop over and over and have it be sort of meaningless. And this takes Niles a bit to come to terms with, but at the end he decides that he'd rather die with her than to actually keep living here, because she's going to go ahead and leave. So he's like, without you, I don't care about this reality, so let's just go ahead and do it. And they end up exploding themselves in the cave where all of this happened, and then they pretty much end up on the next day. So they were in a time loop for November 9th, and now it's November 10th, and pretty much it's revealed that they escaped, right? They did it. What we see at the end is some dinosaurs walking in like the last shot of the film, and these are the dinosaurs they had seen earlier. I'll talk more about the dinosaurs in a bit. In the post-credit scenes, however, we see Roy come to Niles at the wedding where they kept reliving this time loop, and he basically is like, I got the message from Sarah about this plan. Did it work? Will it work? And this Niles and this timeline doesn't recognize him, and Roy realizes that it all works out, and he's pretty much like gonna go for it. So pretty much that is the ending of the film, and it leaves it in a way to your interpretation, as the director has said as well. Now the reason for the dinosaurs, my friends, is huge. It's extraordinary. It's because the director loves Jurassic Park. I'm serious. That's the only reason. So no real logical explanation besides it being more of a thing of how you feel when you're in love, as the director says. And I kind of got that when I read that, because it does make sense, because it's such a grand thing that they're watching, and this is the moment, the night where they pretty much have these feelings as strong as ever and realize that they want to be with one another. So that's pretty much the explanation for the dinosaurs. Now, what is going on in the end, however, because if you really think about this film, it's like, how does Niles and Sarah's reality that they're in right now at the end of the film fit in where Roy is, where he's talking to this other Niles and there's another Sarah there? So the only logical conclusion that I can come up with is multiverse, my friend. This is the multiverse of Palm Springs. This is how it works, because I feel that there are numerous timelines, and pretty much they were just stuck in a rift between two timelines, and they were just cycling through them. And I think once they were able to do that explosion, they just went down into the second timeline, and now they're living in that one right there. So what difference could that make? I'm not sure. What will happen when Roy tries it out? Will he go into that timeline with him as well? Or will he just like explode himself into another timeline that's sort of the same but a little bit different? And that's pretty much where we're at right now. And this is just getting you ready for what's coming from the DCU. Regardless of all of that, I think the true meaning of the film is to not take it like life so like try to decipher it on all of that, and just live in the moment and love what's going on, the people around you, and just like soak all of that in. There's no like I don't want to say meaning to try and figure out life, but if you're happy and you have so many things going on around you and you're not basking in it and enjoying it, and I know it's some pretty tough times we're living in, but we're gonna get through it. And I think that if we don't take the time to appreciate the little things, we'll look back in it and have regrets about it all. And I think that's the true message that the film is trying to get to you. Is it's complicated. Nobody can ever probably give you a rational explanation of everything and why everything happens. But if you keep on trying to find that, in the meantime you're there, you're I would say your face is deep in the books, life is happening around you and it's not stopping at any time, and you're not enjoying it and you're not loving it. That's just my thoughts. I could be way off. There could be something else beyond it. There could be a Palm Springs 2 where the dinosaurs come back for all we know. But I don't know. You let me know. Anyways, I did enjoy the film. It is one of my favorites of the year. I mean, I just saw Relic yesterday and I loved it, so I'm pretty excited to see what comes next. Video on demand, I think that's going to be the way things are going to be done, because it's just what it is, right? I mean, it's pretty hard in the times we're in right now to even try to get something in theaters. I don't think nothing's coming out in theaters this year. I think video on demand is the way it works. But anyways, let me know your thoughts on Palm Springs. Did you watch it? Did you like it? What do you think about the ending? What do you think about the dinosaurs? What's your theory behind that? As I said, the director said it's because he loves Jurassic Park. But if somebody has a good explanation for them, he's all ears. I mean, I'm pretty sure he has some other meaning to it, but doesn't really want to give it out. Maybe it's something more on personal tone. But anyways, as always, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Hit that like, comment, share, all that good stuff. We're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. We are so close to 16,000. Let's try to get to that before the end of the week. Together we can get there. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, Twitch, Anchor, all of them down below. Go ahead and cop a t-shirt down there. I know it's not the best design, but we're going to get there pretty soon. And anyways, as always, that's going to do it for me. Make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you turn on the bell for notifications. And make sure you give us a thumbs up. I'll see all of you next time. Stay safe. Stay positive. Hey, if you're still listening, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Click the bell for notifications. And check out one of the videos on the left. Stay positive.